This episode of Late Night with Ed Money is brought to you in part by Ziggy's Pub and Restaurant, located in downtown Amherst. And if you're local to them, dial for carryout at 440-985-FOOD. Or go to their website, which is ziggyspubandrestaurant.com. If it's a sporting event that you want to see, don't forget your sunglasses, because they have so many 4K TVs it'll burn your retinas. So go to Ziggy's Pub and Restaurant in downtown Amherst.
We hope you're enjoying your visit here this evening. Now, on with the show.
I'll make it go away. Oh, my bad. You gotta start that over.
Warning, what you're about to hear is an adult show. You'll hear anecdotal stories and humorous situations meant for adults. In essence, kids, don't listen or try this at home. Everything you're about to hear is done by drunk, trained professionals. Now enjoy the show.
Deep within the pit of despair, balls of Christ, duty.
Professional wrestler Haley Hatred, and you're listening to the hottest talk show on the net.
Hi there. Hi there.
Well, hello, my friends. You're listening to Late Night with Ed Money here on the website, which is latenightwithedmoney.com, where it's real people have real conversations about life. You can reach us on a ton of sites. Just go to the main site. Please do that. Like, share, subscribe. Tell 2 friends. There's a ton of new and upcoming ones that you can check us out on. I am finding more and more people are carrying the show, so thank you for all the people out there. Thank you for sending in the music. I want to shout out inspired me. It's Brian Jordan Alvarez we're going to be leaving with. The song is called I'm 5'7". It sounds crazy. It's a great song. The guy kind of inspired me. Got a hold of him.
Did you write when I'm 5'1"?
You're gonna love it.
3 apples tall.
So audience members, check it out. It's good stuff. Again, you can't help us out enough by liking and sharing and telling 2 people about the show.
And if you don't have 2 friends, we're sorry.
That's right. Yeah. You're always listening to myself, Ed Money, waiting for the graphic, and CPAP shout. CPAP
What's
shout.
up? Hey.
It is. I'm glad that he made it, because he doesn't make it that often, as the amazing Byron.
I am here.
And of course, you cannot see him, but you'll always hear him, is the Monk.
Hello.
There you go. And I want to thank our in-studio guest. First of all, the lovely Beck, who's returning. And you're going to see a lot more of her face, because I told her she's got to come more often.
All right.
Yeah, Beck, we get a lot of good responses when you're on. You sound good. You sound really good when you come on.
Do I sound
and
good?
With a lot of coaxing, I got a friend, a childhood friend that I grew up with, that got a lot of coaxing. It took the marijuana issue to bring him on, and us talking about the issues that we've talked about, from the gummies to the chocolate bars to you name it, the stuff that we find. But I am glad that he here is just Joe.
It's just
Yeah.
Just
What's up, Joe?
Yeah, he was involved in politics, kind of worked. And as soon as I said marijuana, he said, "I got to come on the show." So I want to thank you dude. I want to thank you for coming. Here's the thing. It's for the audience out there. I've known him literally for years, and I would see you. Yeah. I worked at the Palace, which they know, the audience knows, right. And that what would happen was I would see you outside the Palace now and then I'd say, "Hey,
just hanging out, being a vagrant."
He was talking to other, political figures, whoever.
Yeah. I see.
Somebody.
He was networking,
He
if
was
you will.
networking.
Something
and
like
I'd see him. I'd say, "Dude, you got to come on the show."
He was trying to sneak into the theater.
We don't get paid much.
Hanging around.
They always want free shit.
That's right. So it finally got what it is CPAP for the audience out there. CPAP managed to convince him to come in on the show.
He was a captive audience. It was so crowded at the venue I saw him at. I made him talk to me.
Here's the thing.
There's some truth to that.
Where did he saw you
crowded.
at the Pushki Ball?
Yeah.
Which is for
Pushki Ball.
Which is always a great time.
It was
that's for what? Fat Tuesday?
Yes.
It's for the Punchkis.
Yeah.
No, I mean that's what it's for. Fat Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yes.
So which I don't quite get all
It's
that.
the day before Ash Wednesday. Mm-hmm. You have you're allowed to feast the day before Ash Wednesday, and then that's when all the Catholics are giving their stuff
up. That would be me.
See,
so on Wednesday we'd have to fast.
It's a formal.
So we fast and we don't eat meat on Wednesday of Ash Wednesday.
Really?
So on Tuesday, all of us, drinking Catholics and eating Catholics decide that that's going to be our feast day. So we will clear out the entire kitchen and the bar, and it'll all be done on Tuesday.
Get rid of temptation.
Yes, and that's right.
Yeah, that's right.
And
eat a shitload of donuts.
We're going into the desert for 40 days and 40 nights.
Do you really fast?
I do, and it was hard yesterday, I'll admit.
Is it just one day you fast, or you
you'll fast on Wednesday, and then you'll fast on Good Friday, which is,
I've never,
30-some days later.
Yeah.
I've never fasted. So what is
Obviously.
what does that consist of?
I do it all the time.
Fasting?
Yeah, you just...
That means not eating?
Yeah, but some people, don't...
Not fast food, fasting.
Yeah, it's different when
you have to...
it's an unexpected fasting versus when you're planning for it. It makes it harder on you mentally.
Yeah.
Because I get food headaches, and I got to eat a lot. You can tell by
get hangry a little bit, right?
Oh, yeah.
Is that what it is? Yeah.
Dude,
okay.
For the audience out there, I've known that I'm not Councilman Joe, but I'm going to say just Joe.
Nah, it's just Joe. But
Councilman's the other Joe.
So Councilman
is the other guy.
Then they kicked me up to the State House. Now it's still just Joe. It'll always be Joe.
We have Councilman Joe's the other Joe. We have another Joe that comes on.
Nice.
Actual Councilman Joe.
That's awesome.
That's been on the show, and we have known each other just like I've known these guys 30
We've known each other for a long time.
40. Okay,
I think probably since.
I think I met Joe in junior high.
Doing
We
the
used to aggravate teachers in class.
doing D&D at his house all the time.
Martial arts. We do everything. We did anything.
Yes,
that's because we didn't have computers and or internet, and we actually did stuff together.
So you had little ninjas then.
I did. Yeah, I did. Little ninja. Oh wait, all the way over to.
See, you can't just.
That's right. Our friends B.O.B. in the field. Thank you for the people in Japan, servicemen.
No, absolutely.
Yeah. We got to do an interview with the ninjas. We haven't had a chance to, but we're going to.
It's been a while.
It's funny part is that for the audience out there that he had a younger sister. She was
Maureen?
she was always so nice to me. She did, but
you weren't used to that.
She didn't know very well.
She loved Ed.
Yeah.
No, she was always nice. She was always nice. She got married, right?
She did.
Damn it.
She did. Another one off the shelf. Nowhere to pick.
Sorry, Ed.
Nothing to pick from, Ed. You covered a bear.
They are a bear, dude. I'm so hard. You haven't listened enough on how difficult dating life has been for me.
Ed's nitpicky.
I don't know how it would be for us to
I don't know. I couldn't even imagine it.
My wife could probably do anything to piss me off.
How long you been married?
It'll be 20 years in July.
Right
20, the big 20. Yeah.
You're 27.
31 coming up. 31 now, yeah. 31 this year.
Yeah.
31 this year.
I got close, and it's just it's just so difficult.
Well,
it is.
That'll be like, I found the love of my life. Ooh, she's got a hangnail. I don't like that. I'm gonna break up with her.
She has a sixth toe.
Yeah.
What's up with the hammer toe?
Are you still for the audience? He used to be. You were a fantastic golfer. Do you still?
I still golf.
Do you still golf?
Yeah. I still enjoy it. My boys are.
You were a teacher, weren't you?
I'm still a golf instructor.
You're
did a lesson
kidding,
yesterday in my basement.
Oh, really?
You're kidding. Do you have a simulator?
Yeah.
God damn it!
You still live in Amherst, huh?
I do.
All right.
Still live. I came back.
like
we all
playing-
come back.
Yeah, we all do.
Yeah, I live.
We hate it
I live
growing up.
downtown,
And
yeah.
Well,
Oh God! Now, so you just did golf simulator there?
yeah, we just put it in. So
That's
because
sweet.
Dad's cheap and
Yeah.
doesn't have enough money,
Yeah.
I'm like, well,
How
if you
realistic is
want
it?
that done, boys, you each have to put up $500. And
Oh
then
God!
they have more in their checking account than I do. So I'm like, okay, well, then,
They're like, here you go.
What do we
maybe
make this out to?
700.
Right.
My one son, I'm like, when do you want me to take it out? He goes, I don't care. I make more than I got so much money. I'm like, oh my gosh. Jesus.
Hey, that's what you want
Do
for
you
your
remember
kids.
we used to do any job
Oh,
we
you
could
ain't kidding.
find?
You ain't
like
kidding.
any job.
Yes.
We
Yes.
delivered papers, we shoveled
not a
snow,
joke.
we
Yeah.
mowed lawns, raked leaves.
Yes.
Shovel snow.
When-
Whatever
Whatever
we
it took
could
to
do,
get some
like,
extra money.
you know. And that's
Yeah.
only legal stuff we want to talk
With
about.
the-
The
yeah,
other
well-
stuff we, maybe not.
Well, we did it because we at that time we were doing D&D and stuff.
And we wanted the figurines of diet.
I say those books
All the
weren't
dye-
cheap.
No, the books weren't
No.
cheap.
None of that.
We go
shit
into the
was.
bookstore and just stare at them. I'm going to get this one day.
Oh,
You're,
shit.
you're hoping
There's a lot
for
of money back
inheritance
then.
money.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
money now.
And Eddie was the only one that had. It's so funny, Eddie and Joey, right?
No, that's all right.
So Eddie had the Asian World Martial Arts.
Oh God, yes.
Oh my
And,
God, the
and he had the
catalogs.
catalog, and we're like, "Oh man, I got the new one. Come on over." I'm
See,
like,
look at that.
Right.
You want to order a new pair of nunchucks?
Exactly.
Oh, did you see that 6-inch throwing
Yeah.
star?
Yeah, exactly.
I had nunchucks too.
Yeah,
Here's another thing is
Busted
one of
myself in
the
those.
the rare things for the audience out there is I've known him long enough. Again, when you're kids growing up, that there was one time we were sitting in Ziggy's, again sponsor of the show. Oh, sponsor. So speaking of which, real
Just
quick,
there today.
yes, which is Ziggy's Pub and Restaurant, which is the commercial in the beginning of the show. A new independent agent, all-state agent. I want to shout out. He's going to be cooperating with the show. Andrew Grizzle, and he's out of the North Ridgeville, Ohio. I'm going to get a link on there on the site. Want to thank Allstate for being a part of the future show starting in March. We're in February, so in March. So thank you, Drew, and I'm going to get you the links so that you guys can reach out to. Most you do is save some money. So check them out anyway. Sorry about that.
That would be
Is he
terrible.
doing those commercials? Like, is he
What's that?
bouncing himself off of cars?
No, he's not. He
Calling on garages.
Drew doesn't do that.
and,
Drew doesn't do that. But
That'd be great commercial to watch it come on and do.
that would. But here's the thing: is that we were up at Ziggy's one time, and I saw you in there, and I'm like, "Hey, Joe, how you doing?" And we were sitting there, and you go, Ed, my name. Then there's another guy we went to school with.
I can't be seen with you right
No,
now.
Or ever.
I have said that, but go
He
ahead.
goes,
You don't know me.
Yeah. Well, I said, "Hey, Joey, how you doing?" And growing like I call him Chucky, and I got a story about him, but I said, "Yeah, Joey," and you said, "You were with some people," and you went, Ed, I go by Joe," and I'm like, "Fuck you! I have known you forever." And I said, "You, after everything's said and done, you're going to still be Joey."
Yeah,
And then you're like, "All right." And he said
Took a
that I
while.
was one of the only people that you allowed to still
Yes.
call you Joey.
And I did that because a lot of those who called me Joey were
You
the ones
reckon-
that whooped my ass, or
You grew up
that
with
I would
him.
fight with, or that I grew up with.
Yeah,
and
you know.
probably siblings, family.
Yeah,
and so
exactly, dude. Not a joke.
No, it's true.
When I introduced you and Rengus, when I introduced him to my dad, I said, "Hey, this is Byron," and my dad goes, "What's his first name?" And I go, "I don't
two
know.
last names.
I don't know."
You just got one name like Cher.
Yeah, right. It's just one of those you just call people that.
Prince, I have a symbol.
You have a symbol?
Yeah.
What is it, a beer can?
Yes.
He's got a beer can guitar.
And when he was talking, for the audience out there, we're talking childhood memories here. Is that one of them? Your older brother Dell. That, and this isn't a bad thing. This is. I had damn son of a bitch. Him and Big Dan, who's passed on, God bless him. That he owed me $5 freaking because when I was bartending
Back in the day,
it's
a lot of money.
dude. When I bartended at Pockets,
$3.05 an hour. I bet
That was like 91.
right?
Yeah.
Something like that. 91.
Late 80s,
Yeah.
Full tank
I
of
was
gas.
bartending at Pockets, and he came in there, and I'm like, dude, he didn't have any money on him.
Yeah.
So he's like, Ed, can I get a couple? I'm like, dude, don't worry about it. Just get some beers. And then at the end, the son of a bitch. So I said, I'll spot you some beer, and he could drink.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, God damn it, this guy's drinking more than I thought. And I said, you're right. So I'm like,
I didn't think this through.
So, right,
Well,
I
at
didn't
least
think
he
it
didn't
through.
get you on tequila, man. Like,
Right. So then next thing I know is he because this kind of borrow $5. Now I'm back in
Right.
at 91, $5 was like $50.
Yeah.
Because
felt like it.
maybe
back then it felt like it to us because we weren't making a whole lot of money.
Right.
No.
I mean, tips would.
I think I was making like $13 an hour in '91.
Right.
Thought I was king shit at Turd Town.
And on top of it, I was working for Murray Dick, so that made it even worse.
He paid you.
That made it even,
Is that his real name?
Yeah, Murray Dick. Yeah.
Okay.
So I was like, God
That's
damn
cool.
it. So he says, can I borrow $5? So I reach in the tip jar, give it to him. He disappears. He says, I'll be back with Big Day. I'll be back in like Thursday. Okay, so Thursday came and I'm,
You're on the run, peeking over the peak with binoculars. Is that his car?
Right. Never paid me by $5 goddamn bucks. I'm like, son of a bitch owed me $5. I'm like, I ain't gonna talk
That's
to you.
like $700 now.
With interest, compounded interest.
Is it like dog years?
Yeah, just exponentially.
Damn it, just a small world I wanted to mention. I got for the audience, we're going to talk about the cannabis issue because he knows about the whole cannabis thing that CPAP Chuck was talking about. And that,
no pressure.
No pressure.
But after that, I got a great story for the people that are longtime listeners have heard the story long time ago, but it's a great story that he was involved in. He remembers a little bit. As soon as I started
remembering, I do. I was younger, but
But so this, for the audience out there, Ohio just did
issue recreational marijuana.
Yeah, recreational marijuana. It wasn't a constitutional amendment. It was a initiative to put a ordinance language. There it is. I knew it was coming. Byron, I knew it was coming. He's like, I can bring it out of the closet, baby.
Yours, that monk. That's good.
That's funny.
Right, yeah. So it is a good thing.
Mm-hmm. Right? It's about time.
Yeah.
Do you worry that it's going to be a gateway, that people say it will allow one thing, because of all the other places that have done it, that they don't want it to work. They don't want it to turn into an even worse situation. I mean, I think,
look at Colorado. Look at. So I don't hear any kind of.
I'm trying to think here. So it would be a gateway. Is that like Zima was a gateway to what we drink now?
Yeah.
Like what? Like,
I'm not sure where he's going with that.
Like, where's the gate?
Are you trying to say it opened the floodgates for like crime?
Well, no. I'm just saying what it is that once they say, okay, well, we allowed marijuana, then are they going to go to the next step, drug?
Okay.
You mean like magic mushrooms?
Yeah, mushrooms, cocaine, acid. Are they going to just go on and on and on? And the next thing you know, we have the opium.
Legalize heroin?
Yeah.
Acid, what's that?
Right. That's not a joke.
Exactly.
I mean,
I think that
never heard of it.
Argue it's a gateway. I don't believe.
I'm asking
what
you
the research is saying that it's if you do marijuana, if you're hooked on cannabis, that you're all of a sudden going to want the next thing.
Right.
Right.
I mean, technically, beer or alcohol is a gateway.
Don't they say one? And this is what some will argue. It's some people, their bodies are prone to addiction.
No matter what it is.
So whether you give them a 3-2 beer or you give them,
they have an addictive personality.
People can get addicted to anything. There's people addicted to porn. There's people addicted to EdMoneyLive.com.
That's right. Late Night with Ed Money.
Those two people.
Our two listeners.
Their names are both Ed. So
well, we're here, so it must.
Right.
We're adding the numbers. But that's one argument. Here's the real thing. This is my belief is people put us into positions to make decisions over them based on the decisions that they want made over them and by the majority. So if they say, unless it's something extremely egregious, like we want, the 60% says we want to put certain groups of people behind bars, or unless it's something that takes away the liberties of others.
Right.
Then if they're saying that this is okay and that we are fine with having this freedom in our homes or in certain areas and locations, then I think we have to, as representatives of the people, we have to abide by that, and we have to. But what we've come to find out is the ORC code, the Ohio Revised Code, is a very huge volumes of laws,
right?
And a lot of times when you put together one law and you say this is great, and then you start implementing it and how it's administered, you're like, oh shit, it has unintended consequences.
I get it.
And so I think the biggest thing is just making sure that we get enough people in the room to talk about how could this impact children, or how could this impact safety, or healthness and wellness and that kind of thing.
Right.
And so, there's a lot of disagreement on what's going to be good for, what's giving you the freedom, and then what's going to be pushing it to a point where it's bad for society as a whole.
Do you think the number one push was because of tax revenue? that they said, hey, look, if we do this, we're looking at millions of dollars of tax revenue. However, it's a battle between the states and the federal, so that you can't take that tax that money that is now transferred into the hands of the proprietors, and they can't put it in a goddamn bank.
Yeah, that's a huge.
I will hold on to it for them. Trust me.
I don't understand that.
That's a big problem. And I've talked to a couple owners of some cultivators, processors, and they're like, listen, we've got to have our own money.
Right.
Yeah.
And we can't put it in banks.
Right.
Credit unions have stepped up. I got to give them some credit. They, no pun intended, they've stepped up and they went ahead and said, we'll allow you to bank through this process until we figure it out. It's because credit unions are owned by the people.
Yeah.
They're not,
right.
Yeah, but are they breaking federal?
Oh, probably. But, you know, it wouldn't be. No, I don't know.
Let's be honest. They're going to get their money.
Yeah. Okay. One way or another, the government gets their money.
Yeah.
I mean,
they are. Yeah, for sure.
The end of that, too, is that I know that anything I've read is the fact that they say that people that the shop owners have to hire extra security because they can't, what do they do with the money? Because they couldn't transfer it to a bank. So they literally take it to someone to hold, and people are following them, doing all the things. What do you do with the revenue? Because you got to put it somewhere secure.
And some states have figured out how to do this and do it right. And I think we just have to follow some of the models that work. Yeah. And then some you probably don't want to follow.
Learn from other people's mistakes.
It's like Denver and Vegas. You go out there and you're like, oh my God, it's everywhere. It's on the ground. It smells it's just it's too far. You've taken it.
Yeah, Dad, I'm gonna be the guy in the room.
Of course you are.
There's one of them. All right.
No, here I have just recently, due to circumstances with my father passing and the stress of it, and yours did too.
My dad's good. No, my dad, my father-in-law passed.
Father-in-law, it was your father.
Yeah, my father-in-law passed actually. Wow, 6 years ago yesterday. He passed. No, Big Joe, he'd love to hear that. That you. No, Healy. Man, I'm gonna go home and go, Dad. You know how you always talk highly of Eddie Urban? Well, Eddie Money. Well, he thought you were dead.
He thought you were dead.
It's gonna get awkward at Thanksgiving.
You were in Florida, but
it's the fact that. What was I saying? That
you were talking about Vegas.
I was talking about Vegas and Denver. How they do that.
Yeah, that the smell. Here's the thing. I'm the new guy where I'm just recently
dipping your toes.
I'm in the pool.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Kiddie pool.
In the kiddie pool through.
I'm not gonna lie. You should have probably done that 20 years ago.
But
I'm just
doing
saying.
it due to a lot of stress and stuff.
Sure.
Anxiety because you understand.
Do you inhale though? That's
I don't. I haven't done any of that. No. I can hear Monk laughing. You hear him laughing. I hear him and Monk laughing at the same time.
In politics, we got
no. Is that? It's not that. It's I'm doing the edibles. I found it fell off a truck outside my house.
Yes.
I found several candy bars and.
Candy bar.
Yeah, look at the look at his face. He's like
candy. I'm like making sure I don't actually eat the wrong candy bars now.
He goes to work Monday. They're like, Joe, can you please pee in this cup?
You should have heard Miller on the floor giving his speech. He must have been high as a kite.
Since I'm partaking and I'm learning through guidance of people that know more than I do. That's right. That are telling me that I had to learn. When I first did it.
He learned a hard lesson.
Dude, he didn't.
It was a mathematical error.
It's like. So I ate that brownie.
No.
Wait. Whoa.
I'll compress.
How much of the brownie?
I'll compress it for the audience. For the audience that may have already heard it, but he hasn't. Is that I found one of these things and I said, hey, CPAP. Because he's WebMD. Anytime I have medical questions,
he asked me for.
You just call him.
I barely graduated high school.
Give you any
the AI of medicine now. Got it.
He just texts me. I'm like, don't worry, we got this.
Dr. C.
We're on it.
I call him up, and so I said, hey. I found
Weed MD.
Oh my God, that'd be awesome.
I found this candy bar, and he's like, "Well, just snap off some and nibble on it."
Well, what had happened is I said, "How many squares are there?"
Right,
and he said, "There's 20 squares."
Right, yeah.
And I said, "Oh, they're probably 5 milligrams apiece."
Right,
because most of them are 5 milligram squares.
Right,
I didn't know they were 10. Yeah, I didn't know they were 10 milligrams apiece. Right. I'm like, so just eat a square. Give me a call back and let me know how you
How'd that work out for you?
Becky's like, it's really just take one of these.
Right.
It's only 10 milligrams of this blue. Here you go. You'll be fine. You're like, holy cow! I only needed a half.
Not a joke. When I first did it, and I even told him, I was sitting, he's like, have anything? And so I'm like, so I took it, nailed it, and I'm like, it's no big deal. So I'm playing, doing stuff on the computer, taking. All of a sudden, it hit me. I literally told him. I turned on a YouTube video and I sat there for like 2 hours and didn't know it, because it affected me. Now, the thing about that I can enjoy, not that sensation,
right.
but the fact that, like you said, the smells. I don't like the smell, and the idea that it's going to be people are
The
out in the
smell of the
public.
smoke?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or the weed itself?
You don't smell it really much in the candy bar. And they,
No,
and
not
some
at
of the candy
that
bars
I
are
found.
earthy.
I found.
It's
Little
all
earthy,
THC,
yeah.
right? It's the THC doesn't. Okay.
It's just the weed in it.
It's the burning. It's
Yeah.
when it becomes a carcinogen. I got you.
The stems and seeds.
This says the seeds of the candy bars.
You're sticking out like I was chewing on it.
I've never had that happen, but
I've had a gritty brownie before.
really.
Oh, that's nasty.
Yes. Okay. See, so you could take it.
Stems.
Sticking out
I
like
can eat
this.
it. Those little muffins.
That would be great.
Those tiny
Yeah, yeah,
muffins. Oh God.
I hit a seed in my candy bar.
Eating a tree.
Ed was crumbling up his little candy bar into a frisbee.
All his teeth.
Those are one of those
They're gonna chip
California
anyhow.
bars. They're all earthy
yeah.
and healthy for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taste horrible.
Oh, yeah.
But when I'm at some place, some of it I've been around people that do it, and it smells like skunk, which I've told you it.
Some does.
Only the good stuff.
Right.
What does that mean? What do you mean only a good? Is it one of those you got to cough to get off? Is it?
Oh God, I always hated that saying.
Yeah. The more you cough, the more you get off.
It's not the cough that gets you off; it's the coffin they carry you off in.
Boy, that went south quick, didn't it?
I'm just saying that if
But-
it gets to that point, I don't want to go somewhere and
smell that the whole
and
time.
smell
Right,
that-
but see, I thought Ohio made it so you're not allowed to do it outside.
I don't know.
thought it had to be on a
'Cause, dude,
Are we
private
still talking
residence.
about weed?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
staying
whatever.
with you, Chuck. Like
Yeah.
staying with you, brother.
Right, because here's the thing. I enjoyed going to the bars
Are
and
you-
not
are you-
smelling like
smoke,
like
yeah.
smelling
Okay,
like smoke.
so
cigarette
my-
smoke.
Well, they're not going to be
point
able to
is-
smoke in the bar.
Not
No, but-
anymore.
Ed's never been to a concert either.
Yeah.
Well, outside the palace.
right,
Yeah.
right.
You can't smoke weed in a bar.
I understand that, but
But
Oh,
you
yes,
smoke
you
weed
can.
Away to the bar.
You been
Oh, yeah,
uptown lately?
technically,
Well, that's technically
Yeah, I
no.
don't think you're supposed to smoke
because
weed in the
that's
car
like
either.
Drinking and driving.
I'm sorry. Smoking weed before you go to the bar. Does that help? Not while you're driving.
right, yeah,
It'll
no,
still
yeah.
be effective.
That's
so.
not.
Do
Am I-
it
I'm
when,
off
do it
on
when you
this.
get to your destination.
Okay,
You're going to
timestamp.
be there a while.
No.
Let's timestamp this.
What
That's
time
right.
is it?
No.
So Ed, you were going back to the you just wanted to lay there and you're watching YouTube, whatever.
Yeah.
One of the arguments that many make, and they probably have some merit to it, is that hey, people who smoke weed or take edibles or whatever, they're not like, hey man, let's get in a car and go driving.
No.
Right.
But
Right.
you get alcohol and all of a sudden you're like, evil Knievel, baby.
Let's see
Here
if
we
I can
go.
jump this ditch.
Exactly.
That's
Like,
what I've always
seriously, and
said.
If you're high,
for
get in your
years and
car. You're
years and
going
years.
10.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're going to the pizza store.
I mean, I would be investing in Uber Eats if I were you here because
Hell
that's probably
yeah.
what you're going
Right.
to steal out of
Yeah.
with weed.
I agree
Good
with
idea.
that. Is that the idea that people were also less violent? I think people are.
Oh,
less,
have you ever seen
is
a
that-
violent weed smoker?
I mean, really, is that one of
Dude,
the arguments that
I
they
will,
used?
I will kick your ass if I wasn't so high for that last brownie.
Yeah.
I'd
It'd be
take
a
the
bunch
hacky
of.
sack away.
Yeah, it'd be a bunch of pillow fights. Yeah.
No, mostly it's like, can you hand me the clicker? No, seriously, dude, come on.
Well, I just wonder there's got to be a statistic somewhere in violence related when people go drinking in a bar. You get the young people that for us. See, this is one of the things I was a huge advocate for them changing the drinking law back to, was it
18?
18. Yeah. Well, listen.
No, it's okay.
Joe, here.
You were allowed to
Europe
drink at 18, correct?
No.
Oh, you're
missed it.
younger
Listen,
than
I
us.
graduated at 17, man. I was so mad because everybody I hung out with,
Yeah, you were 1 year behind us.
sitting at this table and other places,
Yeah.
we're all drinking legally.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
you know.
Yeah, because I
You
remember.
mean 19?
Well, I remember
Yeah,
we
I
turned
was
18 and we were allowed to drink, and then
Yeah.
they changed it to 19.
19.
But you had
we were
grandfathered
grandfathered
in. You got
in.
grandfathered in.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were grandfathered.
And we
in.
never looked back.
Well, the reason being, I think that is, there's so much more to the drinking. Not that I like getting political, but there's so much more to the drinking, allowing that, the beer, because a young adult going in to drink, getting his first chance to be able to drink between 18 and 20.
And learn some hard
that's just-
lessons.
yeah, you do.
They will be hard lessons.
Well, it's not even
Boone's Farm.
It's not even that. It's you learn to socialize, because it's different that you're socializing in high school. Your world is this big. Once you leave that high school, your world expands, that you go out drinking, checking out bands, blah, 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 blah. You learn that you can't call the guy down at the end of the bar son of a bitch, because he'll get up and come down and kick the shit out of you. So it's a drinking. You learn the socializations, and then you hit 21 and you can drink liquor. Well, now they wait till they're 21 and they go straight to the top shelf tequila. They don't even bother the in-between socialization period.
There's some of that argument, and I'll push back a little bit, and that is this. When it comes to age, I'm a believer in, like, once you're an adult and you're treated as an adult and under the law, like, maybe you should have your rights.
Sure.
If you're
old enough
could
to
vote,
serve
buy
in the
cigarettes,
if you're
military
old
and
enough to
defend
do
your
those
country,
things,
yeah.
vote, do all these things. Let's just do it with beer in us. No, but what I'm going with that is, we know that. Sorry, Becky, but us men, we mature a hell of a lot slower. Than
Yeah.
most.
Oh, God,
You know,
yeah.
It's just how it is.
I still haven't.
I know. I'm working on it.
We're waiting
someday.
for it.
We're
30
it's
years of
gonna
marriage
happen.
and you still haven't done it.
Someday.
And what they're saying, though, is the brain development,
Sure.
in both male
Sure.
and female, but the brain development is so far from your brain being truly developed, and all the neurons connecting and making it so that you're going to have, I would say, it's running the car before you break it in really, really hard, and your brain's. So there's a lot of science out there that says you got to be very careful adding anything, whether it be alcohol, sugar, caffeine,
a foreign
substances like that, because let
yeah.
your brain develop on healthy products, and then once it gets to that point, then you can ruin it.
So you're saying I should have waited till
then
I
you
was
can do like we do,
30?
and, like
In France, it's very common in Europe for them when they're children to have a glass
To
of
sip
wine
and-
at
Sure.
dinner.
Sure. And they lose
Probably
a
not
lot of
chugging
wars,
it.
so like
Yeah, that's right.
I mean,
Right.
so,
Yeah, it's again goes back to the socialization process. So
it's a balance, right? It's a trade-off. What do you do, right?
Well, I don't have the answer, but I know that, in my opinion, again, that's the gateway. I don't know enough about the marijuana to speak educated.
You know enough how to eat it. Shit. But now you know how to dose it.
Handfuls.
So where was the package label? Directions.
It had tire.
Throw that shit out. Like, we don't need directions. We
don't need no sticking instructions.
Instructions
How to
are
put this together.
Instructions are for sissies.
Exactly.
That's right.
Like,
This ain't no IKEA.
he's like, how many siblings did you have? You're like, a plate of brownies. If I don't eat them all, somebody else is going to get them before I do.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the
Tony
truth.
would come down here and wipe them out before you got to them.
That's he knows. He knows.
Oh, man, we were all there, man.
But you had questions. I know you wrote down a bunch of questions
Oh
for
yeah,
him.
just a couple.
You want to hit him with anything before I get into my story?
Well, yeah, just real quick. I was asking you when I ran into you at that the Plewski ball, the event by Kydrowski's Bakery.
Yeah, look at that. We're giving them a shout out.
Yeah, hell yeah, I love Tim.
I'm trying. You know, Tim wants to be part of
Tim
the
and
show.
Terry
too.
are awesome.
Yeah. They are
and
great.
Mikey and all those guys. But we're like right now, as it stands, Ohio, you're allowed to grow 6 plants a person.
I believe that
Household.
Yeah,
household. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Is it though? Because what they're trying to figure out is how many do we do per person, per household, per.
I heard 6. I heard 12.
Yeah,
six for 2 adults or something like that.
Thank you. Yeah,
Thank you, boys.
So maybe 12.
it's 6. It's 6 a person, 12
Per
total
household.
household maybe.
Yeah, that's how
And
weird.
then they're trying to right now, and so full disclosure, I didn't dive into issue 2's language. I honestly didn't think it'd pass. I really didn't.
I was very surprised.
If you knew how many
You gotta hang around here a little bit more.
I got to listen to. Yeah, every time I drive to Columbus now, I'm going to be turning on the radio, getting on YouTube, getting the last show in, and listening to it, and trying not to laugh into the next. Right.
I was actually shocked that it passed.
Yeah, I was very shocked.
Totally
now that it passed, so I'll just
now I have to. Yeah, now I have to hurry up and like learn what the language is, and then since I sit on finance committee, they're like, okay, we're going to bring cannabis legislation into finance, and we're going to have discussions.
Are they hiring?
And
for a taste tester?
Well, I don't have to shave my beard, do I?
I maybe, but you have to put a net around it. There you go. So, so the idea was, how do we? There's need for cleaning up the legislation, and to be honest with you, we do legislation so poorly down there sometimes because it's when you're in the supermajority, you just ram shit through, and so be it. And you don't hear from the other side. You don't get different opinions. You're like, hey. Sometimes when you get elected, it's so funny. I'll meet some of my colleagues down there, and they're like, I got elected with 50% plus one vote, and so I know everything about everything. And you're over here going, you don't know shit.
You're like, let me shake up this magic 8-ball for you.
This guy's like, I sat in a classroom, so I know about public education.
Right.
And you're thinking, no, you don't.
Right.
And so for me, exactly. And so for me, I'm like, I don't know enough about this. So I went on, I made it a mission not to eat a bunch of brownies, but I did go tour some cultivation plant, processing places, talk to a lot of people, listen to a lot of testimony, and tried to learn a little bit about this. And one of the things I did notice is that we've got a big debate over homegrown. That's probably one of the sticking points.
Homegrown means literally
homegrown.
Homegrown. Okay.
And self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Well, you never. I never know
question.
Right. I never know what the verbiage may be. They may consider
some of the questions that I asked. I'm sure Lou's like, "What the heck are you?
Right.
You obviously have never been around this." I'm like, "I've had it blown in my face by my brother, but no, I haven't been a frequent user of it." But so, learning about that, one of the things they're trying to figure out is. You own a. I
got a double lot, Chuck, so I can grow twice as much.
Yeah. Or how about you own a rental? Can you tell your the people leasing your apartments?
Yeah.
Can you tell them you're not growing it here?
Yeah.
You're just not. It's not going to happen. And then they're like, hey, so there's some language we have to do to clean up.
Sure.
No, I get all that. Yeah.
Candy bars. Kids come by and like, oh. That looks good, candy, and then
but a bottle of beer looks good too, and they can't buy that.
Ed Fall, they're doing the Eddie Money Fall.
To me, though, that's the responsibility of who owns the candy bar.
Yes.
Well,
wait a minute.
If you locked up or something,
but regulation. There's regulation as to how that looks. You remember how the Camel Joe? Remember they?
I see what you're saying. They don't want it to look like a candy bar. They want it to look
marketing. Like, hey, is that edibles or is that Skittles? Wait a minute. It doesn't matter. Let the kids try it.
Wait a minute.
That's the one thing I don't agree with is that they're making the packaging look like a regular.
It doesn't matter because
it needs to know. You know what you're.
Yeah, you can't. I don't like that.
Yeah, that's a bad.
That's not.
So
good.
we're trying to get language for that.
I don't think that's accurate because here's the thing. Like what he chimed in real quick that no one probably caught was a monk said. You want to say it again, Monk, or no?
Yeah, well, a bottle of beer looks really good, but the kids aren't getting that.
Exactly.
Well, and it's on the parents for letting them do it if they do.
Yeah. Right. What he was getting at is that since this is only available in a certain place, it's not like kids can get in there.
Right.
And if they get into the parents, then it's the parents' ass.
Yeah, that's what.
Hey, Monk, do you think
it
would be you could hide it from your parents a little easier than bottles of beer? Like, hey,
no. Not
because it's kind
I never had a problem.
You were able to do it. Oh, there you go. There you go.
And you know what?
I got a good story about that.
I got a full bar in my basement, and the kids aren't hitting it.
Yeah, he does.
They're not hitting it.
Right.
Yeah, my kids are a lot better than I was probably though.
Yeah, the 80s were a different time.
Yeah,
they really were.
I got cameras.
Plus, I haven't gone there yet, so boy, I don't know.
Yeah, we haven't been invited. I hear he's got a nice tiki bar.
Yeah,
I've never been.
I want to see it. I want to see it.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
But my other question was.
Let's go.
Oh God, I just forgot it. Oh no. Okay. So the people voted it in,
right?
And our governor is now like, okay, it's voted in. It's the will of the people, but I really don't want it. Yeah. So. Are they dragging their feet, getting all this stuff in line to open up the recreational cannabis facilities?
So there's two.
I don't know how much you could talk about.
Hey, it should be all public. Everything in government should be transparent, so you know what's going on.
Absolutely.
Welcome to Ohio, though, so you know.
Yeah. No shit.
Exactly.
We have 4 casinos.
I was worried about taking, having them give me a beer here for this thing when they're getting $60 million in bribe money from First Energy. But hey, different time, different place, But when it comes to this, we have a lot of people down there that are elected that. One, they don't realize that a lot of their constituents actually are for this, and 60% voting kind of shows you that.
Right.
But also, they have a moral compass that's moral for you, but not for them. And so they,
do as I say, not as I do.
Right. And so I want to come off as,
right.
More.
Do you think that one, it's going to be also a job opportunities? In other words, that they're going to have
a huge job creator.
I can't wait.
Oh yeah,
you really job creator.
Well,
you know how many law enforcement we're going to be? No, I'm kidding.
I've already enrolled in.
Just kidding.
I've already enrolled in bud tender school.
Did you really? Because it's on Groupon.
No,
it really is.
Hey, if you train canines, you're gonna have to train all new ones because they've already been trained for the old.
Oh yeah.
Now they're no longer useful. Think about that.
Yeah.
All those canines that have been trained to sniff weed.
Yeah.
Are there? You can't do it because now
it's illegal.
It's legal.
There are going to be a lot of
dogs.
Bobo.
We're retiring you
for adoption coming up soon.
Like German Shepherds will gnaw your leg off.
Yeah.
How many German Shepherds are out there going?
I would say that's more
or they got into the brownies thinking that they were really the good ones. Now,
right.
Yep.
So.
Well, you think about that. I mean, you train a dog to smell cocaine. It has hypersenses. Is a dog really getting high smelling it when it gets close?
Probably
Do you
not.
see
His eyes all like this.
It would have to physically go
He
in his
doesn't
body,
sleep for
not
days
just
after a
his
bust.
head, you know what I mean?
He's up there rubbing it in his gums.
You got that on
of buffer in there.
Weed MD. There it is again. Yeah.
Yep.
True story.
Weed MD.
Weed MD. That's the name of the. That'll be the name of the episode.
Exactly.
Do you have any more? You want to hit?
No, I'm good. I just had those questions because I was curious.
Yeah.
If they were dragging their feet, because I'm like, God, it really seems like it.
Well,
So that or I'm just anxious to get something.
It's
You know
going
what
to
I
take
mean?
a while.
To be above the law. Nice job, John.
Yeah.
You're aspiring to be illegal.
Wasn't it 90 days
Law-abiding
from
citizen.
the?
That was 30 days has September, April, June, and
No, I
November.
thought it was
Sorry,
90
I had to write that like 100 times in
90
Mr. Shamila's
days
class.
for January 1st when it passed, so it should be in March. Am I correct?
I don't know what's going on. They were supposed to have this stuff worked out before they took their break.
Well, I'm not chopping the tree down.
Oh no, what's an issue too is in law.
Is it? Okay,
Right
yeah.
now.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
it is.
Yeah, it is.
And now everybody's up in arms going, well, if we do something and they change it, if they change the amount of square footage that we can actually build for a tier 1, tier 2, whatever cultivation facility, which is a whole nother funny story because they're like looking at the ground footprint.
Right.
Yeah.
But you can put layers and layers and layers. That's how I learned this. Of weed pots all the way up.
Yes.
Yeah.
So 12,000 square foot. Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah,
I'm producing 50,000 square feet.
Yeah,
Right.
you can
If
go
I
straight up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you go straight up. So
See this?
And you could do sea
hey,
green.
you don't think that people that are making tons of money are going to get away around the law, and try
No.
no, hell
No.
That's the dumbest thing I've
ever heard.
There's a new building going up in Lorain. It's like the Empire State Building.
It's 8 by 8, but 100 stories tall.
Did you see the size of electric going into that building? I wonder why.
It's very
Boy, their
bright.
water bill is huge.
Yeah. Yeah.
They must have a lot of toilets.
Exactly. Holy cow. But honestly, it's really impressive. I don't think homegrown's going to take off like everybody says it's
No,
going to.
because you know why?
No, it's too hard.
Everybody thinks they can grow weed.
Yeah.
And anybody could grow weed.
Yeah.
Nobody can grow good weed, though.
No.
Yeah,
There you go, right there.
Everybody grows real nice grass in a country club.
It's complicated.
Yeah.
Right.
No.
I even get weed pro guys to come and do my lawn, and it still looks like somebody took a dirt bike through it.
They were eating brownies before they came. There's a problem.
Son of a bitch. Well, I wonder if they're
Yeah, it's a
hiring.
science to it, like
There is a
everything
science.
else.
There's an
and-
amazing amount of science.
Yes.
Yeah.
And these cultivation plants, you think you're going into like a Pfizer or something.
Did they make you suit up?
Yeah.
You suit up, and it's
yeah.
it's a clean room. Everything's barcoded, scanned. I mean, they're taking measurements and everything, and they're trying to replicate exactly the content, the amount
Yeah.
of production.
Right. Oh,
the
yeah.
They want
taste,
consistency.
the consistency, and if you knew you spend $1 or $2 more for that compared to like, oh crap, I got mold on my plant.
Yeah. Because you really got to worry.
No guarantee you're going to have
smokable weed,
and you're spending all that time. Unless you're like, I just like to brew my craft beer at home, and I try it. And I do it. And
that's fun.
I had one guy tell me, he's like, I just want to see if I can grow it. I'm like, oh, okay, go for it.
Two plants are enough.
Yeah.
I had an old car and some weed seeds were in the back of the car. Apparently, I opened up the trunk of this car that hasn't been moved in 2 or 3 years, and there was a pot leaf growing.
Oh, how funny!
Out of the trunk.
Nature
of the car.
finds a way. That's what Jeff Goldblum said.
So how did it get through the cold? I mean,
it was just like
was it wrapped in a condom that you left in there too? Like, how'd you protect
There's
that
a baby
seed?
in there.
That's right. Like, what the hell?
The trunk wouldn't close, so you could let sunlight get in it. So it just grew in the back of the car. Apparently, I threw a bong or something back there, or whatever.
In a hurry when somebody was coming.
Yeah.
Somebody.
Back in the day, we got seeds.
Back in the day, it was all seeds.
And Becky gets them in her teeth, and she hates it. That's what we've come to learn this morning, this afternoon, or this evening.
I'm going to ask her. This is from someone that's inexperienced. That's going to be the question. Look at him laughing at himself.
That was funny.
Inexperienced person going to. I think it's a positive move for someone like me. Okay,
that needs like anxiety meds or something.
Well,
no, I meant because it really helps with your.
Meeting girls?
It does.
Not realizing.
There's no hope for that.
It's a lot of edibles for that.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Dude, there's so many. Gotta go back. So my dating's so terrible, Joe.
Yeah. He's not a good dater.
They're a lot more expensive than a Snickers.
He picked up a day planner, hoping that would help. He's like, I got the dates all in here, man. This is gonna help me with dating. I got a day planner. We're good.
He got one of those. The first thing's the Palm Pilots. I got it at Goodwill.
He's got a BlackBerry.
I'm saying in this respect that someone that's say a newbie, I've done the edibles and everything, and I want to smoke. Now, rather than go to, I'm going to use
Bob at the gas station.
Bob at the gas. Thank you, Bob. I was going to say Joe, even though it's a generic.
Yeah,
Bob at the gas station, and getting
a bag of whatever.
See, that's the thing that I never understood.
Or Rob.
That I'll use Big Dan. All right, God bless him. He's passed on, so it's not any disrespect towards the dead. That when we were growing up, Yeah, he's not on.
It's blinking.
You can look at this. That Big Dan, we used to, in the bathroom, that we would go into there was this one guy, and I'll say his name is Albie or whatever, a random name.
Okay.
That is a very random name.
Yeah.
Kind of like the random name of the girl that you met at the bar where you're sitting right at the place where you get drinks. See, I did listen to that episode.
You don't know how hard it is for us to think of
consider the bowling alley in the right spot. Like for anybody to watch past episodes.
So you go in, and there's a guy named Albie that you're buying your
bag of weed from.
In the bag of weed that you have no clue whether it's real. Scott, I know my brother sold oregano to people. I know he did.
That's
fucked up.
And you get stemmed.
That's why he doesn't have a pinky.
That's inexperienced people buying it.
Well, I'm just saying.
Because it definitely doesn't smell. Oregano and marijuana smell.
I think you can tell the difference, right?
Well, not only that, what I'm getting at is that someone that, at least if it's now legalized and you're going to an actual facility, you're going to get, it's not you're getting random.
No, when the stuff they sell in the dispensaries is tested for mold.
Right.
They know the potency.
Amazingly clean.
Right.
Again, it's all very scientific. It's science.
That's what I'm getting at.
It's science.
It's not Bob throwing a seed in his rose garden to see.
And then they're now tailored. So I want uplifting and mellow.
Or I want something that helps me sleep.
Right. I want somebody for boners.
That's the part I never understood about people doing drugs.
Well, Ed goes to the gas station and gets his boner pills.
The one out in Oberlin or Wellington.
You got any of them gas station boner pills? Ed, Late Night with Ed Money was here and bought them all. It's Valentine's
It's going to be a late night.
Oh, yeah. Happy Valentine's Day. Yeah.
I got, I know, I'm looking at the time.
Let's do, how we doing? How we doing on time?
Let's do a story. The story.
Oh, God. I got this great story for the audience out there.
Start? My goodness.
I'm going to, dude. Sorry to go into this. I've known him so long. long, and just like these guys here. And thank you, audience members, for listening. Check out anything we mentioned. Check out the bands. We're going to be leaving at the end with Brian Jordan Alvarez, so check that out. Also, again, like, share, subscribe, tell 2 friends. So we used to go to this place that was
our local park,
right,
with the local pool,
right,
the public pool.
Right, he can remember this. We had a pool. Do you remember us having a pool?
Yeah, you
here?
guys did too.
We had a above ground, like his, and above ground. Was it? I don't remember if it was oval.
Yours was an oval.
Yours was an oval. Yeah,
I don't remember. I can't remember.
Yours was an oval.
Okay,
yeah, okay.
So we had it, but we would go, and he would spend the night a bunch of times. Joe would. He'd spend the night all the time. Well, we went. Tell me if you remember this story. So they had this for the audience out there. They had a public pool called Maud Needing. Was it Maud Needing?
Yeah, Maud Needing Park. Yeah.
Maud Needing Park.
Yep.
I used to, for the longest time, I thought it was Maud Meeting.
Yeah,
I thought that too.
I thought it was, and then there's Maud.
I said we're going to Maud Meeting Park.
Right, we used to go there.
Amherst Pool. That's what we
the Amherst Pool. Yeah,
that's what we just called
right,
Amherst Pool.
Amherst Pool. Loved it, and we would go there
because we wouldn't go Lorraine, I guess. We'd beat up,
and then
we'd come home, and
with the Amherst Pool, it would open at what, like 10, I think, and we would be there till it closed. Our parents would drop us off or whatever,
all day
give us money for a Charleston chew and a drink.
Oh, the Charleston.
Yeah.
And they just got a good plug, didn't they, man? They're like,
I don't even know if they
everybody
still
liked
make
our
them.
Charleston chews.
You're all pruning. Your eyes are like
Covered
red.
in melted chocolate because it's July.
How am I gonna get the chocolate on my hand? Just go
Jump in the pool.
Just jump in the pool. You'll be fine. It cleans right up.
Well, they used to go when we would go there. I remember going with you.
We were all there
all the time. Well, he lived. Was it? I'm trying to think of your house. It was the opposite side entrance. You would come in the opposite side.
Park Avenue or Cleveland Street?
Park Avenue.
That was Park.
You'd come in the Park Avenue side, right?
Yeah, we would.
Yeah, because we'd come in the
Cleveland,
Northridge Road.
Cleveland?
Yeah, for Cleveland. Cleveland.
There was no getting dropped off. I think we just rode our bikes.
Yeah, because you were so close enough.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't far from you.
See, I was on Cross all the way where Outdoor Life is.
You were on,
Yeah, he was way out there.
You were way out on Cross.
Yeah, well, we used to go.
We
there.
had to get dropped off.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we rode our bikes sometimes.
I don't know if you remember. We didn't have, because of our family size.
Right.
My mom didn't go out and buy us like the great swim trunks and all that stuff.
Oh no, we got what we got back in the day.
We did jean cutoffs in that. They wouldn't let us in, but we would have done it. We would have done it. Like,
dude. I think I had
until they threw us out.
I had the same sort of swim trunks for like 7 seasons. Exactly. Chlorine, there was just like threads left.
I mean, you only might wear them, 3 or 4 times, and then it's cold.
And then it's cold again.
Right.
They throw our asses in there when it was cold. And you're going to learn how to swim, and you're like, I'm going to learn how to skate. It's so damn cold.
Yeah,
like bounce on the top.
I'm going to learn how to get hypothermia.
Yes.
As soon as I'm done with my Charleston chew, we go out there by that teeter totter outside the pool.
I wish the Adult Swim would end so we could get back in
my
there.
God, yes! I used to get some of it. For everybody listening,
I can't believe you're kicking us out of the pool.
They would They would kick all the kids out of the pool for about 15 minutes.
So the 5 adults.
Felt
and
like
5
2
adults.
hours.
Yeah, it felt like forever.
So you're like sticking your feet in that little baby wading pool.
Yes.
Like, at least I could get in this.
Right. Well,
We're throwing like hot dog wrappers and candy wrappers at them.
Well, dude, we used to. I don't know if you remember, but my mom and I have photos of it. That it's in black and white from when we went to. It was
because it was in the 40s.
Yeah, no.
That's
it was before the talkies.
Do you remember when my mom would put us in Speedos? We used to wear Speedos. We did.
You probably did. I don't know, man. Like I would.
We all had our swim trunks in the 80s, 70s, and 80s were those. They were like the 70s and 80s running shorts.
Yes.
They were like our gym shorts.
70s, 80s gym shorts.
Yeah, I even wore those to the pool.
Yes, one ball would
that was a mistake.
Yeah, exactly.
One time off the dive, and you're looking like the Liberty Bell.
What's the basketball game with Will Ferrell?
Yes.
Shit. So semi-pro.
Thank you. Wow, they're wearing those.
Right.
Yes.
Right. One ball would hang out. Well,
Lakers.
we were there at the swimming pool, and they had, for the audience out there, it was again a public pool. They would kick you out for 15 minutes, whatever. But we
Two
went
diving
on
boards. Two diving boards.
That's what I was going to get at. They had
Two diving
The
boards.
high diver.
The big one.
Well,
oh yeah.
When we had to be, now I'm 57, so you're 55, 56.
I'll be 55 this summer. Yeah.
Okay, so you're only a year or two younger.
Me too.
So what happened was,
I know that.
86. 86.
See,
Yeah,
you were
87.
older for your age, and I graduated at 17, so we were.
Yeah,
that
you
was
were
the age
87,
difference.
right.
Yeah, I was 87, but I was young for my age.
So we went, and I remember going. So I was like 12, 13. I think I told you
We were young.
we were young. 12, 13. I'm going to use
and you're trying to be cool.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm
Because
going
of the
I'm going to
chicks.
gap it, say, between 12 and 15, you know,
Yeah.
in that age frame. And we were there swimming. And I remember you being, because I told this
I think
story.
you were 15. Like, I think if I remember correctly, you were about 14 or 15. Because
Okay.
I think I was just
Maybe
starting
mentally I was
teenage,
2.
We still are.
We are there. We are who we are.
Dude, listen to this story. This really, because I remember, because we were sitting on the edge, and there's two diving boards. For the audience out, they had a short one
That was like 3 foot above the water.
Yeah.
yeah, and then they had this. I don't know. Was it
The
real?
skydive.
Yeah, well,
When you're that young,
right?
it's like 100. You're like a Venezuelan
Yeah.
cliff diver.
Yeah.
Right.
And it probably
kids,
now
yeah.
looks only about 15 feet in the air, and
Right.
you're like, oh
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah, well, this
Back then it was,
This is where you're going to need that sound effect. But so what happened is that
That's you, Byron.
So what happened
What
was
sound effect? What?
the eagle. The eagle.
I don't have the eagle. I'm sorry. I don't have
That's
an
right.
eagle.
But anyways, we're sitting there, and we had the diving board, and we knew the girls that were the lifeguards. All right, just wait.
yeah.
That for the audience.
We wanted to know.
Right. We
Them a little
knew
bit
them, but they
better.
didn't even know we
They did,
existed.
exactly.
Well, this.
We could literally burst into flames in front of them, and they wouldn't look our way.
They're like, just throw him in the water. He'll be fine.
yeah. And if he
Roll
drowns,
around,
he
it's
drowns.
yeah.
There was one, and we were there, and her name was. I'm just gonna say her name was Meredith. That was her. Remember Meredith?
Yeah, no last names. No last
The
names.
look on his face. You
No
know
last names.
You know who we're talking.
Yeah, she was an adult. Like, it was like,
Yeah.
she was
You know,
an
you're
She was
like,
a year older than us and like an
she was an
adult.
adult.
Yeah.
You're like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's what happens when you get older
Yeah.
in a bathing suit.
Oh, my goodness.
Right.
Wow.
Dude, we were like, oh my God, she's, you know, and we were there, and we would just jump off and do dumb stuff, and you
Trying to do cannonballs and can openers
Yeah,
and
everything we got.
watermelons. I think they were called.
Jackknives.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I was doing this one particular dive, and you were there with me because I've told the story years ago. I told the
pencil?
story. No, not the pencil. So you go, man, you know, Meredith's up there. Maybe you can do this dive. And so I'm like, it'll impress.
Maybe I could do it. Maybe I could
This
do
will
it.
impress Meredith.
I saw this thing called a triple Lindy. Should try it. Check it out.
So I go, hey, Monk, if you've got like an eagle soaring sound in a minute,
It
you're
was
going to
an
need
eagle
it.
dive.
Damn it.
So I go. What happened is you're like, go on it. So I all I did was just practice a. I'm going to tell for the audience. I'm going to describe it in it real quick on the low dive. It was like a swan dive that you hesitate and then you spin into a flip. All right, and I can. Yeah, right.
Oh, Mr. Olympic.
The Air Jordan of divers. Like, look at this. I got air time, and then I'm going to flip. And
You had hang time off the low
hang
dive.
time off the low dive. Yeah, that's
Right.
That's going to get Meredith's attention.
We call that a belly flopper.
Yeah.
So what happened is you're like, I don't know if you were just screwing with me or you're like, dude, if you go off the high
We're
dive,
dumb, man.
Meredith, you're gonna get Meredith. I was like,
Okay.
dude, right?
Yeah, I'll do
it.
All right.
I had two older brothers that did this to me all the time, so I probably learned really quick how to do that. Be
Yeah.
like, hey, you know, if you do this, it's gonna bring you all kinds of happiness,
Right.
You know,
Back,
money and fame.
back
Just
then,
do
that's a terrible idea.
Right.
When do
We're-
we start?
Yeah.
We're idiots, you know.
Yeah.
So all I was thinking, you know,
So stupid.
We're that young. We're thinking with our dicks, you know. We're
Yeah.
just young guy, young,
Indestructible.
right? Idiot guys. So I'm like, get Meredith's attention. Okay. So I go up on the high dive. Now, first of all, to a young person that I thought it was 12, but you're saying 15. Okay.
No, I don't know. You were. I know you were. a
I
teenager.
gapped it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
gapped
you
it
were.
between
because
12
we're
and 15.
a year and a half.
Right.
apart,
So say I'm up on the I'm on the high. It's different at that. Just like when you were a kid. It's different. When I got up on that high dive.
Oh, yeah.
It was like the
The
earth,
pool is like this big. Yeah.
Tunnel vision.
Yeah. Yep.
tunnel vision.
Wait for the wave to come in before you dive, Eddie.
It took them 10 minutes to climb the ladder to get to that top.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
For sure.
Right.
For sure.
I got to the top, and it's like I can
8 feet.
almost.
Is that when you started shaking? Oh no! What have I done?
Like, oh, no.
I can't go back down that ladder. I'll be embarrassed.
Yeah, so it was all or nothing.
Oh, yeah. You can't go back
Oh,
down.
no. They will.
Right.
Yeah.
So I got
No.
up on the high dive, and I'm looking down, and it's like, I swear it was like the earth went down. I could could see the earth. I saw eagles.
You could actually see the curve of the earth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Little Joey with his feet in the pool, watching this whole thing.
Sitting in his jean shorts, eating a Charleston chew.
Don't want to get all the way in the pool because I'm gonna have to come in and save him when he gets off.
Got a parachute on his back. Yeah,
exactly.
No fight.
So how did the first step go?
So I got,
all eyes on Ed.
And because I was trying to impress Meredith,
right?
She was because she was on the little and for the audience out there, the way this pool was, it was a shape like this, but the lifeguard sat right at like the crotch part.
It
was.
There was a couple spots, but that was the one where Meredith was on.
He was the judge.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
She's sitting there, so I go up and there wasn't a lot of kids, but the kids all turned to look because they knew
that pool was always packed. What are you talking about?
There was a lot of kids in line because the length of this story is about how long it took him to get off that fucking board, man. Like Ed just jumped, man. Like seriously, just jumped.
Just do it.
Just do it, man. There's gonna be like 40 by the time you do it.
Ed gets up there, everybody's silent.
He's got a 5 o'clock shadow. It's like, Jesus, Ed, you're only 14 or whatever, and you took
Ed, the sun's gonna be going down.
I'm going to be here for swim lessons in the morning.
We did have swim lessons in the morning.
The pool closes in 10 minutes.
We've had 4 adult swims since you've been up there.
They actually forgot you were there.
He's still up there.
He had to spend the night.
Oh, God.
I went up on the high dive with a sleeping bag.
Everybody's gone, and he's up there. Anyone?
Wow.
Right.
Hello.
Right, so I got up on the board and I'm sitting there and I got ready. And you do that test, where you go out to the edge. And
that little bounce.
Yeah,
all right, this has got a good spring.
I'm gonna get. And now, mind you, I practiced it with in
your head.
No, I practiced on the low dive, but it
went through his head a million times because he had all that time getting up the ladder.
It took him a week to get up there.
And now, mind you, the whole time
news helicopters are flying above.
Right, and for the
we have a missing child.
There's milk cartons floating in there with my photo.
He was last seen climbing the ladder to the high dive.
We lost him halfway up.
Right, so dude, I get up.
Your mom's on TV, please.
Amber Alert's been sent out on Ed.
And Edward Alert.
Edward Alert.
Ed Alert.
So
last seen in his brother's Speedos.
So I get up there and
there's a bulge in the backside. He's grabbed himself. He's been up there so long.
So I looked down the whole time. I'm focused on her because she turned and looked because everybody.
Because she's like, I better get ready.
I gotta go climb up there and get him.
Just get on my back, Ed. I'll take you down the ladder.
Carry you back down, and it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Listen to Monk laughing. She
has to give you a piggyback ride.
I can hear you laughing, Monk.
They did a tandem dive.
Piggyback ride comes with a poke in the back. Eddie.
Right.
Whoa, hey, whoa.
So she just pushed him off.
Onto the cement. Hold up the light, kid.
So I get up top and I'm focused on her because for the audience, for a young man at that age, you remember her. She was
Meredith was hot.
She was beautiful.
Poor girl.
And
We're talking about her when she was hot.
No. Here's the thing. Like you said, it's weird.
Yeah.
Get out with your dive.
Yeah. Well, I just gotta say, it's weird at that age that for some reason those girls look like they were like 40. You said. You're looking at
the ones you're trying to date now, right? The 40-year-old is.
Oh no, he's pushing the 70-year-old.
He's like, hey man, it doesn't.
He's in. Yeah.
Is that what it is? Okay.
So I get up there. Now, mind you, I practiced everything. I get everything down. My timing. Well, I get up to the diving board. I did my practice. I look down. I'm like, okay, this is going to be it, man. This is shit. I'm in my head. I'm envisioning, you come out of the water. People are like, oh my God.
You look like Demi Moore in Fast Times at Ridgemount High. You're all glistening. You take off your top.
That would be Phoebe Cates.
Phoebe Cates. I'm sorry, Phoebe Cates.
Right. So I was.
He slings his hair back in slow motion.
Because back then he had hair.
I did have hair back then.
Well, he has hair now, but it's on his back.
It's a lot. I'm like a silverback male. So I sit there. I did it. I got ready. I go, okay. I look down at you guys. My brothers.
Everybody's giving you the thumbs up.
Yes, that's exactly it.
You got this, Ed.
She's watching you.
Right. And I'm thinking this is going to be it. Marriage is going through my head. All that stuff. So then I sit. I hit the board. I go. Now, mind you, I did not do a lot of high diving.
You didn't test the wind?
Yeah. I didn't know how springy those boards were, etc. So,
you didn't do, or were your knees buckled?
Oh, when I hit that board.
Did you launch?
I hit orbit. You know what I mean? I went orbit. And I did up. There was wind. I was starting to... I was starting to frost up, as I got up. I was frosting up.
His hair was all full of ice when he came down. Yeah.
And what happened was I went up. There's a delay. You tuck in and spin and go around. And then
did you nail that part?
Well, I was in the air delayed, and then I tucked and
like where you did the swan.
Yeah, like a swan. You delay, then you tuck and you spin, you come out, and then you go into a dive.
That had to be freaking ridiculous.
Oh, I bet that was awesome.
Except I did not learn. I wasn't a high diver.
I like an octopus
in your head. The U.S.
flailing around.
Yeah, I didn't
So
compensate.
that's what you wanted to do.
I didn't. Right, I didn't compensate for the spin. And when I went up and I did it,
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
I waited and I tucked and I spun. And I didn't realize the height difference, so I kept spinning.
This is bringing that we're recreating the memory, and it's starting to
So you did like a 1.5?
When I opened up, he said the word coffin style.
Yeah.
I came out coffin style.
Like you were laying in a coffin.
Nice.
And when
Parallel with the water.
when I hit that water, going Mach 7 in my mind,
Oh, yeah. Probably felt like Mach 8, I'm sure.
I hit so hard, dude, and it not like it knocked, but I went.
It knocked the wind out of your body.
You know when
Was it like,
you're going under.
We were laughing so hard.
like
yeah.
that smack like that?
Yes.
There was a yellow tint to the water all around us boys because we were laughing so hard. I think we may have pissed ourselves. Do
you remember?
We were like, "Oh, Meredith's gonna go in for that. She's
was
going
like
in
a-
to get him because he ain't coming
He
out."
broke a bunch of ribs.
That's right. That's
It was like a meteor.
There's gonna be a
hit the earth.
salvation. What do they call that? Where you're salvaging. We're gonna be salvaging for Eddie.
It was a search and rescue.
Search and rescue. They're like going down with a mini sub.
Everybody was like just half bite into their Charleston chew. Did you see him? I heard he died.
It was in like
Tie your
slow
towels
motion.
together. We'll go get him.
We'll go get him.
We'll go get him.
I don't think he realized it was a high dive.
Oh my God!
Do you remember that? Okay, so I hit and I went down like a rock.
So you
because I
sank?
just- Ooh, and I went down, and I remember her.
Did you try to take a breath after it knocked the wind out of your body?
How did it taste?
Under the water?
I don't remember that.
How did it
but-
taste?
I know we all peed in it.
Yeah, exactly. We all were flavored.
Hurry up, it's almost closing. I ain't missing any swim time.
She dove in and pulled me out. Meredith did.
Oh, so you're like,
I was like Tom Hanks and Splash.
Right, I was all excited. She pulled me out, and I remember everybody coming over, and you were looking. And I said this on the last when I told the original story. Is that you're looking? You go, Ed, is everything okay? Okay. I looked up and I said, I touched Meredith's boob.
he's laying there.
He made it big time. You knew Eddie made it big time.
He's legend.
Let's get it on.
That's
He's laying there on the side, all disheveled.
Is it okay if I touch
all
the
hanging
baby?
out of his Speedo, bruised
Yep.
from the impact.
It's pulsating.
Oh, yeah.
It's the
Like
one.
it slammed in the car door.
The one ball just pulsating.
Actually, both went into one.
Oh, okay.
Yikes.
Oh, wow.
Did you ever? We talked about our first kiss. Did you remember going to? He got his first kiss at Skate World.
Hey man, Skate
you ever
World
go
was
to
the
Skate
thing.
World?
Yeah, Skate
All the
World
time.
was. Yeah.
Skate World was the thing.
Skate World was the thing. Did you skate a lot? I didn't.
I did.
I did.
Except
for-
we remember that.
Yeah.
That was, and then we'd go up and play Space Invaders.
I was going to say Battle Zone.
Or Battle Zone.
Because a couple of skates would come on, I'd be like, well, I'm going
Oh
to
my
get a hot
God.
pretzel. I guess I'll get a
love
hot
that
pretzel
game.
and play some Battle Zone.
The party was out back.
You had You had that comb in your back pocket. I couldn't get the combs, man.
I couldn't even comb my hair. My hair's so curly, but I still had the comb.
He had the comb. He's like,
Everybody
maybe
had
she'll
a
come
comb.
take that comb from me, man.
Chucky had a pick. Sticking out
It's
the
always in
top
your
of
back
it.
pocket.
Dude, you fell on that thing and your hips were never the same.
Exactly. Oh, yeah. Hey, if I come back next week,
picture
will
that,
you
didn't
be
you?
here to skate with me?
Right. I'll buy you a hot pretzel.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you have a pick?
I can see you with
Just stuck in the side of my hair. Dude, my hair didn't get long. It got big. I look like one of the sweat hogs.
He's very, welcome. Looking good,
back,
Mr. Cott's hair.
Yeah.
I don't remember you look like Juan Epstein.
I
Is
do.
that
My
what
hair
you
just got big.
yeah.
And then when it got like humid out, forget it.
It was gone.
Oh, yeah.
Gone.
I look
It
like
was
Carrot
funny.
Top.
Oh,
it's funny.
I had photos. I've shown these guys the photos when I was younger and I had my perm.
Oh,
do you remember? Yeah,
I had super straight hair, and my mom was
It's a
like,
good
"What are
look.
gonna do?"
You did.
I think,
yeah.
it's
I think
super
you had a
straight.
mullet, didn't you?
I
It was
have a
kind of. I was
mullet.
parted in the middle, but
It was
longer.
like Ralph Macchio, you know.
Yeah,
you had
yeah.
to look like Karate Kid. We were in that.
Yeah.
I was like trying to pull that off. It didn't work. But I
I-
tried,
yeah.
I tried to pull that
Nobody
off.
wanted to look like Johnny.
Yeah,
Johnny. Sweep the leg, Johnny.
Get him.
Sweep the leg, Johnny.
Swank him.
I looked like Mr.
I like
Miyagi. I just had disheveled hair no matter what I did. We didn't have hair care products.
Yeah,
You know what
it's
I mean? You water and a blow
Well,
dryer. Good
you-
luck.
You had a little, but it wasn't anything you
No.
wanted
Right.
in.
Yes.
We had moose later
Dippity-doo.
on.
I did
We
want
didn't have none
to
of that.
tell that
Dippity-doo.
story. Yeah, but I did,
Dippity-dippity.
yeah, before I get that, you guys got anything else before? I know we're over, and I know you got to get going too, and he's got to get
No,
going.
I did whenever. I'm
You good?
I'm good as long as you guys are.
He had a nap.
I did.
Oh, did you? He's normally because he's got to go for work. So
I get up at 3:20 a.m.
Oh, yeah, it is. That's an early rise.
Yeah, it
there.
sucks.
Do you have any? Do you guys have any anything you want to hit him with? Go ahead.
I was
One
surprised.
thing.
Go ahead.
What is with the panic with this eclipse coming up?
Wait.
We were just talking about that. Was that you and I, or you and I?
Me.
Or you were
Yeah.
talking about it on the way over. I'm like, I'm calling off that day.
When is that supposed to happen?
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at it with binoculars.
April
April
something.
8th.
Yeah.
April 8th.
I'm going
That's
to use
a
a
ways
telescope.
away.
No, not
Why
really.
is everybody's freaking out?
Yeah, I guess we're supposed to get like a shit.
Yeah, because like millions of people are going to be here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Monk's right. It's
There's
ground zero.
Millions.
Ohio is ground zero.
Ground zero.
Amherst.
One of the
Amherst is like the third longest.
Yeah.
Yeah. For
Oh, there's people
Come through
like
Amherst.
like
Avon
prime
Lake, too.
viewing.
they're people with land, acreage or like
They're renting it out camping. And
Oh
stuff.
yeah, rent
There's
all the schools
private,
are closed. All the schools are closed, so that
there's
Parking
private
lots can be-
jets already booked
Yeah.
to
Money.
fly
People
billionaire
are in
people
there.
here.
Yeah.
They're saying you should
minute.
have food
you got to
for
remember,
3
it's going to
days.
go perfectly dark. I mean, it's going to go
People come just to party this thing.
night.
Yeah.
Come on, we're going streaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, the sun comes
Suddenly,
back
I'm
on.
like, shit.
It's more the volume of people.
I'll be like, I had a bike accident,
Say.
78, don't judge. Stunted my growth.
The local hotels around here, and I don't know if it's true or not, but they're selling their rooms for like $400 or $500 a night.
The $7 rooms.
The Motel 6
Yeah.
up there, I'm sure.
Budget
it's
eight.
a big
Yeah.
one,
Oh, yeah.
You know,
So I'm
Days
like,
in.
Except for their
okay.
regulars.
days in. You know,
Yeah, they're treating
eclipse
this
in.
like it's 2020. Like the
I
fucking
think it's
world's
just because of
gonna
the
end.
not because of that, just because
Volume
the
of people?
volume of people.
Yeah.
They got to be prepared.
Don't
I mean,
these people have jobs?
They want you to have
No.
thankful. They want you to
It's
have
going to be
free
the
days.
whole county's going to look like Kresge Drive at 5 o'clock. Like, it's going to be like
It will.
it'll be insane. Like,
Is that what
Look
we're
at-
doing?
hey,
Look up maps when you get a
10
chance
days to get your
of
sheets.
population.
Expected visitors or whatever.
Yeah, in other parts
They're
of the country
saying like
when
a
they've had
million.
something like this, and it's like it's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Thank God for the hellhound, dude. No one's going in our on our backyard.
I think
yeah.
it's more just traveling and safety. And
Yeah, they're coming in. They're going to come in little RVs and campers and stuff.
Yeah, but for
Yeah.
what? A few. It's
they
only
said expect if you go.
Yes, just for a few minutes.
Look
They
at
do.
it.
few minutes, like he's gonna say. Yeah.
I thought it was like a 3-hour
They
event.
said it could take hours.
Yeah.
It takes
Dude, there's going to be
Somewhere when it's done.
major people come for this.
Yeah.
Gas because it's going to take you hours to get. If you're
And
just
here's the
traveling.
thing.
To get a
Here's the
parking
thing.
space.
What if it's cloudy?
Then it is. What are you going to do?
It's
I know
never
it's gonna get
cloudy
dark.
here.
It's going to
In
get dark, but you'll
April in
still.
Ohio, cloudy.
It's unheard of, right?
Could be.
Yeah.
That would be crazy.
It's unheard
That
of.
would be
Take your
amazing.
money anyway.
In fact, we
Take
got
your
to
money
order
anyway.
our glasses.
But you're gonna miss, the actual part of it.
You won't see it, but it'll be dark.
Not if I jump off the
This is
high
gonna
dive
be
at
dark.
Mud Meeting.
I
You'll
think
be
it's
way
like
next
at
to
like
it.
three
I think that took place under the last eclipse. You know?
It's like at 3:15 or 3:12, something.
4:20.
Wait a minute.
Now remember when I remember I was in. I'm pretty sure I was in Nord when the last time we had an eclipse.
Well, that's a really good question. Shit, I don't know.
Something like that. And remember,
I was at Michigan.
remember they had
pinhole thing.
Yeah, they had you took a piece of paper and you poked a hole through it.
And then you burned your retina that way.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. How many people
Just a pinhole.
your eyes melting?
That's what I said. I'll look at it with binoculars. I'm going to get a close-up look.
We're ordering glasses.
That's a great question.
Like, not super cheap, but not ridiculous expensive.
Right.
But I'm certainly not buying any Drug Mart
They're giving them out. I mean, a lot of
welding hood.
Welding hood. Right.
They're saying, though, that you got to make sure you get good ones, that they're not just...
Oh, yeah, I got a welding helmet. I'll use
You got to double the lenses.
2 pairs of sunglasses.
They look like...
No, that's what it was last time. On the job site I was at. They came around, they doubled up the lenses and just handed you 2 lenses.
I have these bifocals from my grandpa.
You think those will be okay?
Yeah, those
Just
should
look
be
through the
fine.
top part. You'll be good.
Chuck told the guy in Drug Mart the other day, he's like, we were looking at the $2.99 Eclipse glasses, and
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't trust that.
Eclipse
and the
glasses.
and the guy's young, and Chuck's like, I'm just going to look at it with the binoculars, and the guy, oh no, don't do that.
Yeah, he was
Take a
like, dude, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
I'm gonna stare
easy.
directly at it with binoculars.
Just ring me out. I'm leaving.
Are
Easy,
you old enough to
Brad.
be at Drug Mart?
Right. You use.
I'm like, do you know Ed Money?
Did you get the right change back?
You use monks, the ones that when it flashes, it turns on. But it doesn't work as the batteries are low. And
But I heard on the radio they were estimating like 1 million people.
Get out of here.
If
I listened to a story from Penn Jillette the other day.
That number, if they're projecting a real sunny day,
Yeah.
they'll probably.
Yeah.
That just sounds
There's like
insane.
309 right now, 310,000 that live here right now, and then.
Wait a minute.
How do you know that fact?
People are taking the day off.
Do you really?
I would take the day off. Work if I
Because I know
had
the city we live in only has a population of 18 or 20,000.
Which Amherst,
yeah.
12.
12,000. Okay.
12,000, yeah.
So you're
Really?
Yeah.
12,000.
So you're saying
But you're thinking the township. You add the township that makes up the school district. Now you're working around
13.
20.
I mean,
No. It's
Really?
And it's
Yeah,
going to be in
yeah.
a wide area, like he said, like Avon Lake, but it's
We're in the direct path.
Yeah.
is what
We
it
are.
is.
We are in the direct path of it. That's
Yeah.
what makes
and that's
it.
a big.
Here
It's a
you
big
got the
thing. It's a
prime
once in
viewing.
a. And
Well, all you people with solar chargers, good luck.
Yeah, you're
Fuck
screwed.
off, hippie.
all the
for
cars
3 minutes.
stopped. All the electric cars are all stopped.
they're all
God
stopped.
damn it.
that 30 seconds.
I know Cedar Point's opening up that day, and they're
They are.
charging $100 a person.
Are they really?
Oh, yeah.
Guys,
Lots,
yeah.
lots of
Go
places.
sit in a fucking parking lot.
I want to be on a roller. I want to be the
$100.
top
Well,
row
that's-
dragster.
so-
No, they're not
So
gonna.
that's what? That's only like
None of the
$70
rides.
more than they charge you to park there anyway.
Yeah,
so
right.
Oh yeah.
it's like, okay.
But no, none of the rides. They don't open till May, so none of that.
It's just reviewing.
It's just the parking lot.
Fuck that.
Wow.
They better give you
know
a
how long it
Frankfurter or
takes to get in
something.
and out of there? Yeah, no, my backyard.
No.
Can you imagine?
It'd be like going to Blossom for it.
I
One
would-
way in, one way out.
Yeah. Oh, God.
I was bummed it was on a
That's
Monday
wrong
too,
in
because
so
I
many
was like,
levels.
oh, I'll have.
Oh, is it on a Monday?
Yeah.
It's a Monday.
I'll probably
I'm
have to
gonna
have
take Monday. I'm
I
gonna
have a
take
3-day
I
weekend.
would not
Oh,
be
yeah.
surprised. Yeah, because
We're changing the name Eddie Monday Live.
That's
right?
right. I like the
Eddie
name
Monday
of that.
Live.
Is it now? It'll be a temperature change too. Won't it go from whatever?
Yeah, it'll go freezing cold for like 4.5 minutes.
Kind of like when you were on that high dive and you went up into that next
The
level of
atmosphere.
atmosphere, you know? Like,
We're gonna
You had
plunge.
the,
We're gonna
you had
plunge
the
into icy
icicles on your
darkness.
eyebrows. Yeah.
I can
I
see
mean,
that.
really? I mean, I
But
just
then all of a sudden, it'll be hot again right after that.
right. I don't.
It'll
I
be
just
April.
don't get
No,
the
it
hype
won't.
on this.
Yeah.
Just like
I don't
same thing.
either.
Everybody's worried about
Ohio weather anyway. Like,
Yeah, you get what you get.
in politics. Is anybody talking about all this EMP? Everybody's worried about an EMP.
EMP
Yeah.
attack? I don't think if they're talking about it, I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Like,
because
He
I've
doesn't
seen
get
that.
it on every
you know,
conversation.
as long as it doesn't. Hey, listen, down in Columbus, most of the reps there, as long as it's not going to affect their, GPS on their farming equipment, I don't care. Like, it's like,
Isn't that the truth?
laws are made based on what goes on out in, hinterlands of southern Appalachian. That's where all the legislation comes from. And then the rest of the 11.5 million people out of 12 are like, what the hell did you just pass? And I'm like, yeah, but that's what they wanted down there. You know, like that's.
Dude, I gotta ask, how many spaghetti dinners do you go to a month?
A lot.
I was gonna
spaghetti. You know,
Good for you.
It's.
I love spaghetti.
I love spaghetti, but
Yeah, but you get tired of it.
Yeah, but there's good spaghetti and bad spaghetti.
And they don't serve peanut butter bread, man. Like peanut butter on bread. That's the best, man. Peanut butter bread and spaghetti is.
I've never heard of that.
Oh my goodness, it's great. Absolutely.
It's like having peanut butter and jelly with cornflakes.
I remember that. Or potato chips.
Do you know he used to eat over here? We would always make French toast.
Oh, French toast in the morning, right here. It was like right here in the kitchen.
Yeah, right.
Sure. I mean, and it was
Down
like
here.
4 loaves of bread. I'm like,
of despair.
70 eggs, like chickens were like overdrive. They're like sweating. They're like, Jesus.
Did you have to take the wood and chop it up and put it in there?
It wasn't too
To
bad.
get it to light up?
No, it was this griddle. You had these, remember those big griddles you had?
I still have it.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, you still have it? Surprise.
Oh, did you listen to the show, speaking of griddles, with your pizzelle maker?
Oh my God! Do you know
Which
what?
one? Get back and give me the episode. I'll have to go back and listen to it on the way to Columbus. Here we go.
Where I actually had to break out a pizzelle. My mom has an old pizzelle maker, which I did not know till he educated
making
me.
Waffles.
I didn't know there was such a thing.
And
I did not know. My mom every year made pizzelles, and not the anise ones.
Oh.
We always vanilla one.
Every time you say it, shock
They're brown. They have a nutty flavor.
You're just fine.
A bit nutty.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I did not realize for 30 years, my mom used this pizzelle maker. I did not realize it's a waffle maker if you turn the plates upside down.
He said his waffles were so thin. He goes, we make our waffles in this for the pizzelle maker. We're like,
I'm like, why don't
what?
you?
I'm like, waffle.
Oh my
Chuck's
God.
I'm like,
why
don't
don't
you
flip over, right?
Yeah.
He's like, no, we've used this thing for 30
he
years.
argued with me. I'm like, go get it.
Right, we did.
These scissors
Flip
don't
them
cut.
over,
Put them
they're
in the other hand,
pristine.
Eddie. Come on. Put them in the other hand. No cut.
Chuck said that we had the only pizzelles that were like potato chips.
Waffles or potato chips.
And I'm like,
You flip them over, and the other side was pristine, like the day you bought it. Nobody
Brand new. We flipped over the plates. I'm like,
it was brand new. And
he's like, oh my.
brand new Teflon.
I just broke that back out because my mom, before she's worried, she wants to teach me to make pizzelles. So I'm going
Well,
to.
that's what every mother wants for their child.
I mean,
Who cares about economic stability?
I just
Tell her,
want to
write
make
down the
sure.
recipe.
you can
Mom, I
pass
got
that.
it.
That's a good. That is a great conversation starter with those girls. Hey,
Yeah, that's right.
have you ever made pizzelle?
Dude,
I make a pretty badass pizzelle.
I will say this.
Did you come over to my house? And
I make the anus ones.
Me and my father-in-law made pizzelles this Christmas.
Did you? Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say this because of my
come
unusual
out.
circumstances. I've learned to really cook a lot more for my mom.
No,
and
I think
for
it's
my
great
dad.
though. I mean,
Oatmeal.
bust your chops, man. I remember your mother for
Macaroni and cheese.
She took care of us for all those years. I'm glad you're
Haggis.
doing it for them. It's a good man.
Yeah.
On the serious side, it was a good man. So
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. He was. My dad. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are great.
I appreciate that, dude. I appreciate you being on the show.
Oh.
I can't thank you enough. I know we're over.
Oh, dude, let me say something real quick.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I want to thank the BMV in Lorain, Ohio. I had to get a new license.
Oh.
And I got the new picture, and I got it in the mail today.
I told you it takes like 3 or 4 days.
Well, listen, I opened it up, and she told me to look down, and I knew I didn't want to look down.
You didn't look at the spot?
She said, look down. It was down.
Do you have your glasses
He was
on?
like, he was like this.
I had a...
And she wanted him to
I
do
have
this.
the biggest beef necklace. And I got the 8-year one.
Oh,
I look like an ox.
like a passport. You're like, oh,
You know what? Hey,
I look
Chuck,
like an oxen.
Oh, my God.
Take it out and show him.
Dude, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me for 8 years?
You're
I
kidding.
said, ooh, might be time.
go and tell them it was stolen.
What does an 8-year license cost? I know we
Like 50-something
passed that.
bucks.
We passed that
Yeah,
legislation.
50-some
so that
bucks.
It was like 50-something bucks. Totally worth it.
Yeah, totally.
Look at that thing.
I gotta.
Jeez. Do you think?
I'm like, am I that fat?
Do you think the officer's like, I'm going to give you a warning for having that license handed to me?
They're like, they have to do Hands Across America to get me in a chokehold.
Ouch.
Look at that.
You're not going to be able to get a CDL because you have a 47-inch neck.
I got to go buy all new dress shirts.
Oh, that's awesome.
They're like, what endorsement do you get for that? What endorsements added to
Why
your...
don't you lose it? Hey, I need to get it replaced.
I opened it up today and I'm like, it's like when you get your school pictures in first grade. You're like, man, I am gonna look sweet. I can't wait to pass these out to the chicks. And like your hair is crooked, and you have like a chive on your tooth,
or your eyes are closed.
That's oregano. Yeah. That's oregano that they were giving to you when you didn't know better.
Yeah,
that's what that's all about.
Oh God, but we are over.
I'm good.
That's all right.
You got one of these pictures?
I do want to thank you guys for being here. Again, you've been listening to Late Night with Ed Money here on the website, which is latenightwithedmoney.com, where it's real people have real conversations about life.
About what?
About life.
Okay.
You normally listen to myself, Ed Money, right over here. Giving it a second for the graphics is CPAP Chuck.
We'll see ya.
I pity the fool.
That's when I'm angry.
I pity the fool.
I'm glad you made it as the amazing Byron.
Me too. I'm glad I'm here.
Yeah.
Got nothing for him. You
sit right next to me like we did in architecture class.
Yep.
You always hear him, but you never get to see him. Is the monk?
Because I'm an illusion.
That's right. I want to thank the lovely Beck for being here. Anytime, please come here because you're going to fill in the seats anyways because he ain't going to be here.
Yep.
And I want to thank our special guest, Just Joe.
Yes, Just Joe.
Just Joe.
Dude, I can't think.
Joey,
that's
Joseph,
right. Joey, anytime you want to be on, man. Anytime, be a part of the show. You are more than welcome to come back on. If you
hopefully we didn't get you fired.
Stories of when we were kids is really would scare me.
Yeah, if you have new issues you want to talk about, you want to promote.
Getting older, we all have issues.
And there's edibles for that, I heard. So, I mean,
they got it down to a science, bro.
Or if you know anybody that wants to be a part of the show or wants to collaborate with the show or be on it, please tell two people. Ken, thank you for that. Audience members, like, share, subscribe. Always check out the BitChute, Rumble, the YouTube, any way you can.
Odyssey, whoever.
The YouTubes.
Yes. Amazon.
Dude, I find
iTunes.
Every time I find
SoundCloud.
out we're on more. Yes, dude, I find out we're on more.
I got to make sure I leave a happy birthday to my weed smoking brother there. You know, today's his birthday. I don't know how.
Happy birthday.
Good. Happy birthday to him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Give him
give
him a shout out. Real quick.
Pass him a plant.
Can we say his name?
Not what we normally call him, but yeah. Now we'll leave it off there.
Okay.
All right. Something Dick?
Again, it's Something Dick. We're going to be leaving you with Brian Jordan Alvarez. I am 5'7". Listen to the song at the end of the show, and if you want your music heard, please get a hold of any one of us at the end. Always look for our Twitter feed. Again, thank you, audience members, for everything you do. Always remember that you are somebody, and don't be materialistic because it gets you nowhere. And after that, we are out of here.
Ed Dick.
Wrong. I was itty bitty. I don't want pity. Just please don't laugh at me with my wife. She like me on my real high, but she doesn't know the mathematics. 'Cause sometimes she can get dramatic. So I lie to save my life. My height.
What is your height?
I say I'm 5'9", but I know that's not right. I am 5'7". That's the truth, and I ain't never gonna get taller for you.
You've been listening to Late Night with Ed Money. Brought to you by 3 Bowls of Crunch Production. Late Night with Ed Money is a copyrighted show, and any unauthorized reproduction for sale is strictly prohibited without written and or verbal consent from Ed Money. Otherwise, we'll find out where you live and beat the shit out of you. Thank you for listening.